It's currently 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, so here I am about to talk to the mic for an hour straight because that's definitely gonna cure my sleep paralysis. And with a mask like that, you'd think I'm the demon. Probably gonna beat my cock after I finish this if I'm being honest, but yo! Today we're going to be doing a Vault Hunter ranking. And if you don't know what a Vault Hunter ranking is, then it's pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna be ranking Vault Hunters.
But Crypto, you made this video 5 months ago.
Get out. But yeah, good point. This is a follow-up to the original video I made since I feel like that one is a bit outdated. Not only have we had buffs and nerfs within the 5-month period, but no joke, my ranking has totally changed. Now before we talk about any sort of ranking, I do just want to point out that there is no bad Vault Hunter. Every character can pretty much one-shot every boss if spec'd correctly and can clear every endgame activity relatively easily. Of course, you have things like the power and build diversity difference, and that's what this ranking is based on. As always, make sure to comment your own rankings in the comment section down below. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, get ready because Crypto is about to go into full based mode. Dude has a 4 in his name, come on, it was meant to be. Originally, I placed Flack at the number 3 spot because of the huge amount of viable builds he has, but at the same time, I think I might have overestimated him just a tiny bit. I still stand by what I said about Flack being extremely diverse, but when about 10 months has passed and his purple tree is still pretty bad, we have a problem. I get that both the purple and blue tree weren't designed to benefit Flack, but rather his pets, and honestly, all the skills in the tree sound pretty good on paper. But they become useless once you play with the pet for about 25 minutes and then come to the conclusion that the pet is a Yeah, we're approaching the 2-year anniversary of Borderlands 3 and the pet AI is still horrendous. Now I think I'm correct when I say around 95% of Flack mains only use the red and green skill tree duo alongside around 15 points in the blue tree to get down to He Bites and Frenzy. Why those two skills? Well, they're the only ones in the skill tree that benefit your damage. Though I guess Persistence Hunter is up there too, but nonetheless you're still gonna spec into Persistence Hunter to get down to He Bites and Frenzy. And hey, when you pair Frenzy and He Bites together, you're literally hoping your pet gets hurt so that you do more damage. I'm pretty sure Peter would approve of that one. No one ever uses the purple tree, and no one uses the shitty gravity snare action skill that comes with it. I kinda just came up with a pretty good example to sum up gravity snare. You know the meme where it's like, the girl you like, right, her crush, and then you? You can't tell me that's not perfect, come on. Though to be fair, whilst half of Flack's skill trees suck, I do have some good things to say about the ones that don't. Most skills in the red and green tree have great interactions, ones that work with all sorts of builds. Additionally, if we forget that the gravity snare exists for a second, every single action skill is unique and highly viable with fantastic augments which can be paired alongside it. This kinda ties in with one of my favourite things about Flack, which is being able to use every single non-character specific anointment with ease. Like action skill active weapon damage, action skill end anointments, he's got all that. One of my favourite builds for Flack is a Nova build which works great on him since he can spam the action skill start trigger shield effect anointment on Nova shields. Also, I find it a bit weird that Flack has some of the most AIDS class mods in Borderlands history, such as the Rat Commander, the Trainer, and the Commandler, but at the same time he has some fantastic ones like the Cosmic Stalker, the Deadeye, and the Stackbot. It's like every aspect of Flack is half good and half bad, which is kinda funny. And finally, Flack takes the number 4 spot because he's supposed to be the crit character of the game, but this homeless dude does a better job. But yeah, I know I gave Flack quite a bit of shit here and every Flack main probably wants to behead me, but hold on, I can say something positive about Flack that will change your mind. You can pet your pet. Best Vault Hunter ever. If you're a regular player, you probably saw this one coming, and that's right, Amara takes the number 3 spot. Something that comes to mind about Amara is that she's pretty much the opposite of Flack in most aspects. Remember the skill tree run I had earlier? Yeah, that doesn't apply to her since every single tree is good and has something to offer. Amara has 2 main types of builds, those being melee and elemental damage. If you're doing a melee build, you're definitely going to prioritize going down green and purple, and if you're doing an elemental build, you'll go for red and blue. There's no tree to avoid, and that's why I like to call good skill tree design. Though somewhere where Amara does fall is in the class mod department because they're pretty bad. Oh yeah, they're really bad. If you're doing a gun build, then your best bet is for Phazerker and the Phazerker. I guess you could argue that the Death's Blessing is good for gun damage too, but I disagree since the bonus damage is way too inconsistent, and unless you roll it on the class mod itself, you're forced to spec into Remnant. Don't get me wrong, Remnant, Fantastic skill. But some people might not want to spec into it for whatever reason, and forcing them to do so takes away from diversity. On the other hand, melee builds have about 2 good class mods, so hey, at least we're making progress. Now to me, before the crossplay patch for BO3 dropped, Amara would have stayed in the number 4 spot, but the buffs we got to anointments relating to action skills completely changed my mind. You see, before this patch came out, Amara's only good worth using action skills were Face Cast, Ties That Bind, the Eternal Fist, and Bow, if you're doing melee. Now things such as Phase Slam and the other slam abilities in Amara's green tree are viable as they got increased slam damage. Other cast skills in the blue tree are also more viable now. And yeah, I know one of you is probably wondering why Flack is at the number 4 spot when he also got similar buffs, but again, every single one of Flack's action skills is already in a good spot apart from Gravity Snare. We don't need to be getting more damage out of those. But yeah, Amara is super fun and an overall great Vault Hunter. The fact that she finally has builds where she just slams into enemies is very fun, and as you can see in the gameplay, her weapon builds are also pretty damn powerful. Alright, you know what, I'm gonna take a little break. Past crypto, take it away, man. What did Purple Tree also bring us? Commitment. What is commitment, I hear you ask? Commitment is a skill which absolutely carried Zayn, but the nerf that it received, causing you to only be able to stack the skill twice, made him drop down to number 2. Yeah, I never really realised how much of an impact this skill had on Zayn, but hey, he's still a very good powerful Vault Hunter, and he gets bonus points for his dialogue. Dude, honestly, I'm fairly certain Randy Pitchford had sex with a Morph's code machine, decrypted what it said, and made it in-game dialogue. It's great, but apart from that, there's not too much to say about him. He's stronger than both Amara and Flack, he's weaker than the number 1 spot, which, why am I even trying to hide the number? Mose, Mose is the number 1 spot, it's Mose. All of his action skills are great, the Digiclone is broken in a good way, he has a lot of diversity, and he has a lot of diverse class mods. And the only real bad thing about him is that the green tree is very mediocre, and people only go down it to pick the all-rounder augment for the shield action skill. Fuck. Well, that's like the first time I've ever messed up. The barrier action skill, not the shield action skill. Coming in at number 1 is Mose. Yay! Bet you weren't expecting that one, were ya? This woman is... alright, how the fuck did we go from her being one of the weakest Vault Hunters in the series to the strongest? A lot of the things I said about Zayn apply to good old Moose over here. Oh boy, where do I start? She has plenty, and I mean plenty, of class mod diversity. She has a lot of build diversity, no joke, you can make her the strongest melee character in the game. She just does a shitload of damage, especially when spec'd into Fire and the Skag Den, and Big Surplus, which are both tier 1 skills, you know, very balanced. These 2 skills are game breakers at Mayhem 11 because they get plenty of Mayhem scaling. Basically, the higher you are in Mayhem levels, the more the skill damage gets times by a certain value or something like that, I don't know, who cares honestly. All you need to know is that they're batshit overpowered. And finally, something I adore about Mose is that she's pretty much a pick one get one free deal. Yes, that is right, she's 2 Vault Hunters in one. Her action skill, Iron Bear, or hell, even Iron Cub share a bunch of skills in Mose's skill tree and even have some skills exclusive to them. Yeah, this action skill is broken no matter what. You can play the game with no items equipped and no skill points spent, and this thing will beat every endgame activity with ease. But anyway, that marks the end of the ranking. What do you guys think? Again, make sure to comment your own rankings or opinion in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to see what you all have to say. Have your rankings changed ever since the Designer's Cut DLC came out and the new skill trees were released, or are your thoughts still the same? Anyway, with the ranking out of the way, we have reached the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hitting that like and sub button really helps out. I make content all things Borderlands and Wonderlands, so I'd definitely recommend sticking around. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.